tonight, February 23rd, 1998, fuel number 158, and we are in the Mid-Atlantic region. Starting off on the pre-show, Hector Garza gets a win over Christian York, getting a one-off appearance tonight, and unsuccessfully challenges Hector Garza. 32. Houston Heat get a tag team match on the pre-show, getting a win over the Disciples of Desolation. Hack and Vic immediately plummeting down the card after their little mini feud with Owen. And it's just because of their terrible in-ring performances. I'll give Vic a pass. He's just gotten into this game. He's still a rookie. Hack, Sandman, you have no excuse. But you were kind of shit in real life too, in the ring. Always. You're just an entrance, but I still like the Sandman. That might just be for my love of Metallica, though. Mark Henry, slowly improving. 43. Lance Storm gets a win in the main event of the pre-show, getting a win over D'Lo Brown with the Canadian Maple Leaf. Just a all-around decent match with two underrated performers from this era of wrestling, especially D'Lo Brown. Storm was always renowned as a fantastic technician, but D'Lo could work. 75. All right, we open the show with, let's go run down the card. Tonight we've got a Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight matchup. It's Chavo Guerrero, Psychosis, Billy Kidman, and Juventud Guerrera. Also tonight, we get a tables match. It is the Dudleys, Bubba Ray, and Devon taking on Bradshaw and Ron Simmons of the APA. Big tables match right there. And of course, our main event, The Rock challenging Triple H in a world title rematch after Jesse Ventura got involved in the main event of No Love Lost. The world title's on the line, and we'll see who will get the victory. So we open the show with Sting cutting a promo, and out comes Chris Jericho, and they come to the conclusion that they have to settle their little mini feud. So at March Massacre, it's going to be Sting versus Jericho in a singles match. Cruiserweight action. Juventud Guerrero defeats Billy Kidman, Chavo, and Psychosis. Psychosis eliminated first, then Chavo, and finally Billy Kidman. An 83 right here. Good cruiserweight action. DDP is talking to Booker T backstage, and he tells him that he's got his back against the Texas Whippers, just like Booker T told DDP that he has his back, and DDP says we'll work together to take out Texas Whippers. Owen Hart cuts a promo on the Intercontinental Championship and the recent problems that he's had with like Hack and Vic and all that shit. And then lights go out. And when they come back on, Raven has taken Owen Hart's place, and he is just standing in the ring as the crowd reacts. And then Raven cuts a little promo talking about Owen Hart. He's saying he's tired of false kings, he's tired of false prophets, he's tired of false promises, he's tired of fakes and cheats. And at March Massacre, Owen Hart, you will feel the wrath of the Raven nevermore. 59. Goldberg gets a win over Super Calo. They don't seem to click, which is unfortunate. But Goldberg continues his streak in pro wrestling because we're counting his Revel Pro victories. So a 46. Lance Storm and Just Incredible cut a promo talking about the tag titles, and out comes Detective Disco and Sherlock Wright, and they accuse Just Incredible and Lance Storm of being the ones who attacked Shawn Michaels backstage. They have clues. Their first piece of evidence is, of course, that Storm and Credible were having problems with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Well, Detective Disco and Sherlock Wright are on the case. 46. Gene Okerlund is backstage with Jesse the Body Ventura, Fuel Commissioner, and GCW part owner. And Gene asks him, what do you think of this main event tonight? And Jesse says, I will be paying a very close attention to tonight's main event. We get our tables match, and the APA successfully defeat the Dudley Boys, of course putting Devon and Bubba through tables. Good win right here for the APA. A pretty decent match. APA pulling out a good performance, and the Dudleys also a pretty decent performance. Their excellent chemistry, of course, helped their performance. 74. The Texas Whippers got a backstage promo. Kind of a shit promo, but regardless. They talk about Booker T and Bobby Duncombe Jr. takes out a belt and that has Booker T's name on it. I know the Dudleys pretty much did the same thing with the APA, but this is fine. So Duncombe promises to whip Booker T when he gets the chance. 39. Eddie Guerrero cuts a backstage promo, and he promises that he will not get involved in next week's main event, Dean Malenko versus Rey Mysterio for the Cruiserweight Championship, in a ladder match. And Eddie will not get involved. A 71. We get our main event, Triple H versus The Rock, and Triple H gets the win. And how does he get the win? Well, it's obvious. Let's look at our road agent notes, or our booking details. Referee, Tyrell Ventura. Jesse Ventura's son is the referee for this match. He's not known to the crowd, so he's just in the ring doing what he does. And The Rock is looking for the win, gets the rock bottom, counts 1, 2, and then stops at 3, does not count, and Rock doesn't understand what's going on. Jesse Ventura comes down, throws a chair into the ring, and Triple H gets up, smashes The Rock with the chair, and then Tyrell fast counts, and Triple H retains the title. And we end the show with Jesse, Tyrell, and Triple H standing tall over The Rock in 82. We end the show with an 84. Good episode of Fuel. Popularity keeps going up in Europe, which is fantastic. I checked, and for huge size in this game, we need to get big size first, of course, which we have, and then we have to get, I think it's 71 popularity across one region or one country outside of the U.S., and we're pretty close, or it's either Canada or Mexico, and we're pretty close for Mexico. Canada, we're just starting to break into the Canadian market. If you want to check. Size criteria, here it is. Huge, big size, and 71 through either Canada, yeah, sure. Canada and Mexico. I'm from this country. You would think I would know how to say the name. And we're pretty close for Mexico. Alright. So I'll be right back in just one moment with Ignition. We're here for Ignition on Tuesday, February 24th. This will air on the 26th. And it's opening Steve Austin cutting a promo. Out comes Dustin Rhodes, referee for tonight's... Oh, I forgot to run down the card. Why do I always forget to do that? Alright, tonight we're going to see Satoshi Kojima versus Chris Candido in a singles match, one-on-one. Undertaker and Kane defend the World Tag Team Championships against the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn. And in our main event, Steve Austin versus Big Show, world titles on the line, and Dustin Rhodes is special guest referee. Alright, now, Austin cuts the promo, Dustin comes out. He's been informed by J.J. Dillon following his comments that he made last week regarding Big Show not going to be walking out tonight as champion. He has been informed that he must remain impartial in tonight's main event, so he promises no funny business, only straight refereeing. He will do a good job, just like every other referee in GCW. Good job, Dustin. Opening the show, Gangrel gets a victory over Cronus. Cronus has a gimmick that is getting stale. Let's mark that down. Cronus gimmick. Because Cronus is on TV a whole lot, isn't he? He is actually on Saturday nights a lot, but... Afterwards, we get a brawl. The Brood and the Hardys continuing on their little feud. Big Show cuts a promo, talking about tonight's main event, of course, a 90. Big Show, you can cut a promo? Shit. Damn, Big Show, I wasn't expecting a 90 from you. I was expecting like a 63 or some shit. Kojima gets a win over Chris Candido after distraction from Val Venus. Candido attacked Venus last week after Venus flirted with Sunny. Taz gets a backstage promo. He should be the number one contender to the United States Championship. not Billy Gunn. Taz had the match won, but after a distraction at ringside, I don't know why he lost. We'll just say it was like a distraction from another member of DX or something. He got tossed out, so Gunn became number one contender. Billy Gunn did not know that DX was distracting, by the way. This is important. Taz is still the heel. Billy Gunn is still technically a heel with the New Age Outlaws, but he's like slowly turning face. So, yeah. Speaking of Billy Gunn, backstage, J.J. Dillon is talking to DX, and since Billy Gunn is the number one contender to the United States Championship, he can't challenge for the World Tag Team titles tonight. J.J. Dillon will not allow it. So DX needs to find a new partner. So Road Dogg will team with X-Pac. That match is later tonight. Caminantes de la Muerte take on Fabulous Holly Cousins, and Averno pins Bombastic Bob Holly. And I have high hopes for Caminantes de la Muerte. I think they have a lot of potential. They're great in the ring. They have a good gimmick, we'll say. They're just spooky luchadors. And pretend they have a very cool entrance, alright? Just pretend they have like some Undertaker level entrance. You know Penta's entrance right now? Well, think something like that, but less fireworks. 25, which is unfortunate. Douglas and Canyon are arguing backstage. They eliminated each other last week in the Battle Royal for the number one contendership to the United States title, and they're furious with each other, but J.J. Dillon said that they need to team together, so next week they have a tag title match, or not a tag title match, just a tag team match. Canyon and Douglas teaming up next week. The Undertaker and Kane successfully retained the World Tag Team Championships, pinning Road Dogg with the chokeslam after interference from Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty 2 Hottie. Too Cool been having problems with DX, DX cost Too Cool the tag titles at No Love Lost. Like Too Cool was going to beat Taker and Kane anyway. They actually did a good job. Good match. Shit. Brian Pillman comes down, cuts a promo. And Pillman, big smile on his face. He's in a suit. He looks good. His hair's all combed. I don't know, Draco Malfoy's hair in the first Harry Potter movie. That's the kind of haircut he's got on. He's having a good time. He's just smiling, just loving the fans. And then he says something that starts the crowd, gets the crowd to boo. They boo just a little bit. And Pillman, he's cutting his promo, and then when he hears the boos, his smile just fades. And he's just straight face. Like a lack of emotion kind of thing. And then this only lasts 2 seconds. The camera catches it, but then he catches himself and goes right back to smiling. And continues on his promo, saying he loves GCW and all that. So, eeriness to Brian Pillman. Chris Benoit cuts the backstage promo on Billy Gunn. Of course, the United States title. Benoit can't wait to defend it against Billy Gunn. So, 70. Our main event, Steve Austin retains the title by disqualification. Here's what happens. Dustin says he was going to call it straight. He does call it straight. Big Show has the match won. He gets in an argument with Dustin Rhodes. Alright? Big Show smacks Dustin. I don't know. Smacks him or something. Dustin says something that Big Show doesn't like. And, Big Show smacks him a little bit. Dustin goes down. Big Show chokeslams Steve Austin. Goes for the cover. And as soon as he covers him, Dustin gets up. Goes to start counting. But then turns around. Rings the bell. Because Big Show hit the referee. Which causes a disqualification. And Big Show cannot win the title. So, an 85. 2 good shows for this week on GCW. And that's where we're going to end for today. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like if you like this video, subscribe if you want more. We'll see you guys in the next one as we're getting closer and closer to March Massacre. We only have 2 more weeks until March Massacre. So, see you guys then. Have a good one, and goodbye.